What drew you to the independent model?
I had been at Wells Fargo for 21 years, 15 years to the day almost of the date that I resigned. I was in a branch in Half Moon Bay, California, in Silicon Valley. And while I was there, as it is sort of kind of common in my industry, we're sort of a unique breed of people that are able to sort of kind of dive into the kitchen table with a family that gives us their life savings and includes me into the conversation with them to help them choose what's going to be some smart decisions about what they should do with their financial future, either for themselves or for their family, with liquidity events and just wonderful blessings coming into their lives. And then what happens if something unexpected happens, and how do we plan for that? So there's not a lot of us necessarily, relatively speaking, that are able to do this long through a lot of market turmoils. And we get calls, and people would ask me to move and come join other firms, mostly larger firms. And I would always tell everybody that called, is like, listen, love to talk to you. I want to hear what's going on. My clients, if there's something that is going to benefit my clients, I'd love to know about it. And it certainly never hurts to talk to people. So I'd get calls a lot. And there was nothing really over the fence. I'm a firm believer that, the grass is not greener on the other side, that there needs to be, something that we're running to, not running from. And as I started to become a little bit more involved in, or I would say my methodology is being involved in contacting my clients. I like calling my clients. I got all of my clients by meeting them or calling them. I built assets of, to me, which is a lot, $124 million from nothing in a little 12,000 population town of Half Moon Bay. And I did that by reaching out to people. So when it started to become clear to me that the avenue by which I was able to reach out to my clients and sort of touch them in a variety of different ways, both, either meeting with them or through the telephone or, electronically or through the mail, it was that avenue kept getting narrower and narrower. And I understand all of the arguments for that. And I understand some of the needs for some firms to do that, but that really wasn't where I wanted to go. I didn't want the avenue to get narrower. I wanted the avenue to get wider. And in Silicon Valley, we have all of this technology. We have all of this sort of functionality, which I wasn't able to use. And I felt as though that, I want to be in a situation where as these things become available, this technology becomes more convenient for my client and for me. I want to be kind of on the leading edge of that rather than, waiting for a long time for that to come out. And there's an old expression in trading, which is similar to the economic expression, in the long run, we're all dead. Okay. And anytime you're in a trading environment on a trading floor, when I was trading equities or dealing with bonds or options, when you're on the phone and someone says, "Can I put you on hold?" your immediate response is, "I'm a dinosaur. I'm going to go extinct if you put me on hold. I need this now." Right. And it's kind of funny. And you would do it, to kind of make the point that, listen, there's a certain power in now and time, and we want this to, we want kind of things to happen. But there's also a real truthism to that in life, we don't really want to wait around too long. And it's just, life passes us by. So we kind of want to take care of things as they come along and get them done. So I would get these phone calls, but nothing really was dramatically different. And as this avenue started to get a little bit narrow, I started to look out for opportunities to make the avenue bigger. And my wife was a great inspiration in that. She was, 100% behind me, and she helped start to look around as far as what would be available to us to sort of widen that avenue. And it kept coming back to the independent space, where this seemed to be that if we stay focused on investments, and the sole focus is on investments, and there is no other focus, by definition, we're going to be focused on investments. And that's what I do. My clients don't come to me because, they don't know how to, bake a cake or something. They come to me because they've had a liquidity event. They don't want to lose the money, or they want to make sure that the money is there, or they want to invest smartly and efficiently. So that kind of led me to start to investigate the independent space. I love the idea. I've always been fiercely independent. It's been kind of a dream of mine, if you want it so, to have an independent investment advisory firm. My wife kind of laughs. She loves the story. Is when I was a kid, I don't know, 4th or 5th grade, military family, youngest of 6 kids. My dad was in World War II, very patriotic family. But Friday would come around and, the cupboards would be bare, and we would all load up in the car and we would drive to the local military base, which was Hamilton Air Force Base, which was about 40 minutes away. And that's where we could go grocery shopping. You get a discount and you don't have to pay taxes on. So I was qualified for the hot lunch program at my local elementary school. And back then, they actually made the lunches. It was a hot lunch. So there was cooks that were at the school, and they would come there early and they would make they'd make lunch, and it was really good. They also did is they would bake, and they would bake cinnamon rolls, freshly baked cinnamon rolls every day. And those were, for sale. They wouldn't just give them away, and they would sell them only at break. So the cinnamon rolls were 35 cents. I couldn't really afford a cinnamon roll. Occasionally, whenever I got 35 cents, it was gone. It was on the cinnamon roll. And just one day, one of my classmates is like, "Hey, let me have some bubble gum." Love bubble gum. Bubble gum was my favorite. And I said, I only got 2 pieces left. He's like, "Well, I'll give you a nickel for a piece." I'm 3rd or 4th grade. I'm like, there's 5 pieces in a pack. Pack cost me 15 cents. He's going to pay me 5. That's a quarter. Done. And then I just kind of started selling, bubble gum in the classroom, and snuck off campus, which was a huge no-no. But it's small town, Santa Rosa, Northern California. It was a pretty small, safe community. Ran up to 7-Eleven, bought a bunch of gum, that people would give me money to buy. Came back, delivered all the bubble gum, took all my profits, had plenty of cash left over, or change left over for the cinnamon roll, bought my cinnamon roll, and I was in business. So from that date on, all the way until about the 8th grade, I had a box in my locker that was full of bubble gum and money. And that's how I've sort of financed my lunches and whatnots. I won't say that I never ever had to get the hot lunch coupon again, but I was pretty much financed from there.